Welcome to Creativity and Beyond, the podcast that takes a deep dive into the life of an artist,
Talks about the arts,
creativity,
dance, music,
films,
and a lot of other stuff. We are your hosts, CJ.
Jason.
In each episode, we'll be diving into the fascinating world of arts and creativity,
Uncovering its hidden gems,
untold stories,
and shedding light on the latest trends and developments.
Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast
Or just starting to explore your creative energy,
this podcast is designed to inform
entertain,
and inspire you. So tuned in,
and let's go.
let's go.
Welcome to Creativity and Beyond. We are back today for our second ever edition with no other than Alison Duarte.
What's up, guys? Nice to be here, guys.
Let's get it. Episode 2,
Yeah.
Alison Duarte. Wait, actually, can you pronounce your last name?
Yeah,
Correct.
Duarte, you said it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Duarte.
I got it spot on.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. So, we're gonna talk about like creativity and beyond today. Basically, you could introduce yourself to everybody, like your roots, where you're from, what you do, what you represent.
You can also say no.
Yeah, you can also say no if you want to. You could say pass next question.
Hi, what's up? My name is Alison Duarte. I'm from Portugal. I'm becoming 30 next week.
Ooh.
Yeah, and man, I'm a dancer, full-time dancer. It just happened, and
Full-time artist.
full-time artist.
Yeah, what are your roots actually? Like
I'm Portuguese,
down roots.
but I have Angolan roots. Yeah,
Nice.
my biological parents, they're from Angola.
Yeah.
Luanda.
Represent. But yeah, so you're a full-time dancer, right?
Yeah, full-time dancer.
Full-time. And like, when was the first time like you came across dance, or what kind of like the first art that you came about? Is it music? Is it dance? I mean, probably music first, but yeah.
Firstly, I think it was music. Yeah, like, but I didn't like rap or something.
Right,
It was like getting in touch with music. Watching those old clips from MTV. You know,
Cribs.
and exactly. And at the time, like, I had no connection with dance at all, but I used to vibe just already with hip hop. Like, I had a childhood friend. His name was Bruno. Shout out to Bruno if he sees
Bruno.
this. And he showed me to like Eminem, 50 Cent, and for some reason, and other artists. But for some reason, Eminem and 50 Cent they became, and more 50 Cent. And I remember to get like the Massacre album, like the CD for my parents for my birthday, and I was like every time I'm coming back from school, like listening, putting the DVD on the TV and watching the video clips,
Shit.
Yeah.
So that was your like first album, like hip hop album owned.
Yeah. Was the first one.
Nice.
So till this day is special, when those beats, when I put those beats on Spotify nowadays, like they always hit. Like those days.
Man, those are gonna be your classic for real. Yeah. Actually, for you, what was your first like
Hip hop.
hip hop album?
Experience with hip-hop.
Yeah. No, the like first hip hop album that you owned. Yeah. Like that you got.
It was probably the Eminem one.
Eminem.
Yeah, but I don't know which one it was. It was like the one with the gray cover.
Great.
Gray.
Yeah, gray cover.
Gray cover.
Yeah.
I think I
sure
forgot.
what's the name, but
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, this one.
Nice, man.
And you?
For me, it was a local rapper, like a Filipino rapper. His name is Andrew E. Everybody will know him from Philippines, but like international one, 100% sure I had probably Bone Thugs, Resurrection. This album, this is to us classic. Also, everybody in Philippines is like listening to this like fucking melodic, rap. The original mambo rappers. The original OGs.
The skilled ones.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
But so like, dance-wise, at what point in your like
Yeah,
childhood that you came across?
that came way later. I mean, so this was 2000, 2004, 5 that I got this connection with the first introduction to
Mhm.
50 Cent, Eminem,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like hip hop.
Yeah.
And then later in 2009, that was 2008, switching 2009
Yeah.
was when I had my first encounter with electro dance.
Electro, yeah.
At the time there was Tectonic, you know,
Mm.
and I don't know if you guys know this video clip, Les Causes des Garçons from Yell.
No,
If you
I
just
don't.
type it on YouTube, you
Yeah.
can check that.
We can
And-
check it later, actually.
yeah.
We'll have like, cause now I have this new idea, kind of like to do like a reaction video and like say you've been a battle, and then we
Yeah.
could do that later
Yeah.
on, and then we can watch like one battle and then
Yeah.
we react to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that'll
yeah.
be dope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I saw this video clip on TV channel, music channel like MCM. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah.
And then it was playing, and I was like, yo, it's just fun, you know, like
Yeah.
first of all, like who's these guys? Were these guys like they look a bit crazy, you know, like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the arms, you know, something a bit
Yeah.
different than what I expected, you know. And yeah, this was my first encounter, but at that time I was like not taking it serious because I was playing football, you know, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
team, you know, playing championship there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that was my goal, you know, like I want to finish school, and
Mhm.
meanwhile I'm just becoming a football player.
Yeah.
I don't know how big I will become,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
that was my focus.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. So your first like style was Tectonic, basically.
Tectonic, but the style is electro dance.
Electro dance. Yeah. Electro dance, and then like, how long did you do that for?
Well, I started
Why are you doing this?
seriously then because this was in a hometown where I grew up in Trocamento, in Portugal, and then I moved to Lisbon, and this was like I moved the year after I had this encounter. So 2009, 2010, I went to study in Lisbon, and then I was already more like practicing in my room.
Yeah.
And I already knew there was a community in Lisbon, you know, but they like, I don't know, I didn't have contact with them, but somehow there was like a group, how do I say this, like
a crew.
internet,
Oh,
like a platform, like how do you call this, like
a kind of like nowadays a Facebook group or something.
yeah,
or-
something like that,
yeah.
but it was like apart from Facebook, before it passed to Facebook.
Friendster?
Like a form.
Yeah,
What?
like that.
Like a
Oh, a
forum.
forum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you could post your videos, and then at that
Mhm.
time I post 2 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then later on that this was already 2011. So to answer your question, like 2010 was my transition to Lisbon, where I started to practice more, and 2011 was the year where I really like officially started to be in competitions and
Right.
like go to my first electro battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
You had any ambition as like a electro dancer? Like when you started, did you think, I want to take this far, or it's just for fun?
Yeah, it's a good question. My ambition was to become good, you know, like to be able to be confident in going to a battle, because I didn't want to be like, I know this style, but once I see someone who's good, or the guys I see on YouTube, then if I see them, then I panic or I'm afraid. So I want to at least like, you know, like this thing of being recognized, not for my own ego, but like, okay, you know, I can
just to
be
put
here,
your name
you
out,
know,
like,
I think belong a bit to the culture.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, just to get your rep up, like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got another? Got
No.
another question, bro?
I had something, but
You had something
yeah.
that flew away.
let me see.
It looked
I
like you
think
had
it-
a question, so
Yeah, I did, but it flew
it
away.
flew away.
We'll come
Well,
back.
yeah,
sorry.
but it passed. Okay, let me grab it. But yeah, bro, like, so you did like electro, right?
Yeah.
And then when was then like the transition that you had to hip hop?
Yeah. So the transition to hip hop was in the I think beginning of 2013.
2013. Okay, so like
2013.
you had the
I had 2 years
Like,
of
yeah,
electro-ish. Yeah, because like I started with electro, like being in this community. I used to train with a crew called Scenic Crew. They don't exist
Scenic
anymore,
Crew.
but Yeah, they were like one of the legendary crews from Lisbon. Yeah.
But they still got videos on YouTube,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Go check Sandy Crew Portugal, Electro Dance Portugal, something like that.
There you go.
Check it, you know, like, and I think if answering to your question, when I started to dance at that time, and then I started training, practicing with it, because they invited me to go to their practice, you know. So I was like the side guy, but like you know, the pupil, you know, like student age.
Grasshopper. Daniel-san.
And low key. And low key, I actually wanted to get in the crew, you know, because I used to see them also on YouTube, and then they're like in front of me, and I was like, oh, I really want to, learn with them, then just later on, just you know, be promoted to the crew or something like that. Unfortunately, the crew just finished that year. They all split.
Who was on the crew actually? Like you can name them out.
Let me
shout them out.
At that time, there was there was a CJ actually.
Oh really?
There. Yeah.
Oh, what does it stand for? Like
stand for? I think it was just CJ.
Just CJ, like literally.
Because his name is Philip Silva, and this is now also is still I think he's still active in electro dance. I think it's in Paris now. And his name now is Phil Frapp. In
electro.
So check out also Phil Frapp. And also CJ Nimes, who in that year he just stopped and then he switched to popping. Well, it's Miguel. Shout out to my boy Miguel. He's in London now. And he was the guy actually who texted me and said like, yo bro, I like your dance, you know, come join us one day for the training, you know. And then I think if it wasn't for him, maybe my destiny would have come across in a different way, but still there in the electro culture. But this way it was actually like in a very smooth way, you know, like I could meet them, you know, like be part of it, you know, see. And Miguel Breno is my boy as well, like from still till these days.
The homie.
My homie, you know. He's actually now a tattoo artist, so also check his Instagram page.
Imura, right?
Imura tattoo, and he did this tattoo. I don't know if I can show it from One Piece.
Maybe you can hold it up to the.
Oh, here. This is zoomed in on you.
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, right there.
I'm just gonna.
There it is. So check him out, Imura Tattoo. We're gonna link him down there in the description below.
Go.
Yeah, I had a question like, what attributes of electro dance were you attracted to that made you want to learn the style?
Yeah, good question as well. I think it was the music. First of all was the music, because it's electro, it's like upbeat. I don't know. Also, every one of us has this phase of styles, you know, like for example the skinny jean style, you know, type, and like those boots or sneakers that they're like kind of boots, you know. Like there used to be sneakers at the time. There was the Supra. I don't know.
Bro.
Huh?
He knows, bro. Bro, I used to save.
The king of Supra.
Bro, at one point in my life, I promised myself to save money every week just to buy a Supra.
Same, bro.
And every 2 weeks I was buying one.
Yeah.
I regret it now, but like those were the days.
I never had one. That was one of my one of my goals to have a Supra, man, and become a full electro dancer. No, I'm joking now, but that was at the time. There was like the shoes that everybody had, you know, for electro, and then passed to the Jordan's phase, you know, everybody was wearing Jordan, and then after I think Vans as well. And that's why like I'm wearing Vans now. This is the shoes that I'm still sticking with today. But the other attributes apart from the music and the style, there was really, I don't know, there was some dancers that they really had like some, I don't know, some charisma that it really caught my attention, and I really wanted to, I will identify with them, you know. There was like some energy in there, you know. And because at the time I also thought like I wasn't so I liked listening hip hop, but hip hop wasn't really like yet the something that I was really attracted to it, because maybe I didn't understand the dance at that
Right,
point. You
right.
know, I only so for me actually starting with electro was good to really understand how to be in the rhythm, especially because it's so fast. You know, how you
Right.
go with the arms and then really be on the beat. Like you can also start having a bit more notion of okay,
Mhm.
what's the rhythm, what's off beat, on beat.
Yeah.
Because I think then when I switched to hip hop, I had to really deal with that and learn
Right.
that my body also needs to move more. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I will tell you like later a story about Jandira. Shout out to
Shout
Jandira,
out.
sis.
Jandira.
Yeah, yeah,
Jandila. J Dila.
yeah. Because there was this time that when I made the switch from
Yeah.
electro to hip hop, I was training first. I don't know with there was a girl before I started with training with Edgar and Jandira. It was called Andrea. Shout out to Andrea. Yeah, she was actually the first one really taught me hip hop, you know, or
Yeah.
what she knew about hip hop,
Right.
you know, and dancing, you know. And then afterwards, I made the switch to Jandira and Edgar because I went to a battle, and the time Joseph Go was judging, you know, and I really felt like, whoa. I already knew who was Joseph Go, but my fear there was like, okay, again, I want to prove myself that I can be around these amazing people,
yeah,
you know, who are skilled as well, you know, at
Yeah.
that time in Portugal.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I was frustrated because I didn't pass the pre-selection,
Right.
you know, and of course I was not able to do it because I didn't have the knowledge, the foundation,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So who else better than Edgar and Jandira at the time
Yeah.
to really help me, because it was also recommended that they can help you, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, then from there on I started to practice with them every day, like mainly with Edgar, and then it
Yeah.
was like the switch, you know. I felt like they were kind of like, I see them as my brothers and sisters,
Right,
you know.
right.
But at that time they were like my papa and mama from
Yeah,
hip hop,
yeah.
you know. And then there was a transition to the mama of hip hop, and then one day she was like, Alison, I think you have to change your pants because you look very whack. Like with these skinny jeans, like you look very whack and you have no rhythm, you know, like. And yeah, and
Straight
later
up.
on, she actually just said we were in the training, like with the crew, and
Yeah,
she said
yeah.
like, yeah, one day I was training with Alison. He had these skinny jeans, and I was thinking, oh my god, there's no hope for this boy. He has no rhythm. Yeah, so that was it, you know. And then we end up in that year going to a battle, and we won
Yeah.
together, you know, in
Yeah.
the final.
Nice. But what was your first like hip hop gear? What was the like?
Gear.
Yeah. What was the first pants that you got?
band?
Like,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you-
like the
when you switched.
when I
Jandira gave
yeah.
it to
ah,
him as a
from
Oh yeah, yeah.
Jandira was like, here you go. Here you go, take these, please.
yeah. So let's say this is already baggy-ish, but I also have now baggier.
Yeah.
But let's say tighter than this, you know, like
Right,
the
right.
slim fit pants
Yeah, yeah.
that sometimes you use to go for I don't know, like going out casual.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to wear this type of pants, you know, like for I don't know, just battles or whatever.
Yeah,
For example, the one that Joseph Go was
Right.
judging, I was with the brown like slim fit
Yeah.
pants, you know,
Yeah.
and with the knee pad on top, you know, like
Me put on
But
it.
the
so-
knee spin.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, man.
And yeah, the battle also was called Roll Dice, hosted by
Roll
the
Dice.
Demolition Crew, also one of the nicest crews that I got in touch with the hip hop.
Yeah.
Actually, this was one of the reasons why I also wanted to make the switch, because once I saw them dancing in the street, and there was a crew of Jandira and Edgar
Yeah, yeah.
and many others, Dennis, Ivanildo, Mauro, Nimes, Lileo, Hugo, if I'm not mistaken, because
Hugo.
yeah, so if I forget someone, I'm sorry. This has been a while, and yeah. So yeah, the pants that I was using, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
with the knee pad and shit, you know. But then slowly I start to change, like for those tracks with pants, but
Yeah.
more baggy, you know. And
Yeah, yeah.
I
And you felt better? Like, do you feel better dancing with like baggy pants when you switch, or you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit? Yeah.
yeah, it really makes a difference because of it gives you also different groove,
Yeah.
you know, like space to
That's
move,
true,
you know.
yeah.
And once we are with just skinny jeans, it feels like I don't know, you stuck. you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and doesn't give you this like
This groovy
groove,
vibe,
you know, like
yeah,
this
yeah,
juicy,
that's true, yeah.
juicy feeling, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's dancers that can do this, you know. You
Yeah.
had YD. It was
Yeah,
very
for real,
he
YD.
still is. I don't know if I don't see anything from
Yeah, I
him
haven't seen
lately,
anything
but
from YD. Actually, classic YD. Everybody will know.
the shirt.
Oh yeah. You might just get hit with the Rico.
Shit, yeah.
Oh man.
But then also you have Slim Boogie.
Yeah.
He's the only popper that can dance in skinny jeans.
Yeah, true.
Apart
And
from
the
him,
twins also.
yeah, the twins,
the
yeah,
twins.
The poppers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the poppers.
yeah, respect them. Yeah, respect.
Yeah, man, it's tough to do, like, cause I moved, like, do different also, like, if I mean, I haven't worn skinny jeans in a while, but I still have some, you know. Sometimes I try it on, or even like jogger pants, you know, like shit that I would use to go to bed,
Used to have
and I
a-
would try to like, just vibe out in front of the mirror, and I'm like, man, what the fuck, you know, Brian Puspas.
Exactly. You should also tell them
Yeah.
about the one with the tail.
Which
Whoa.
one?
The Young Lions one.
Oh yeah, that was.
He used to wear a tracksuit pants with like a
That was the
huge
thing.
lion tail.
No,
Yo.
that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was
Oh,
I wanted to have it, but
GM,
that
no?
was no Jim and Ian Harris.
Oh yeah.
Ian Harris, yeah. He used to have this because he took class from Ian Eastwood,
Yeah.
back then. and everybody wanted to have it that time during the choreographic days, because this was maybe around like 2010, 2012.
Yeah.
So this was when
Yeah.
YouTube and all the choreographers was
booming.
releasing all this dance videos back then, where you could still put it up on YouTube and
Mhm.
you're not gonna get no copyright.
Yeah.
But nowadays you cannot do that anymore, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, like actually, talk quickly about your dance also, because now
My
we're
dance.
on the
Yeah.
hip hop days with Alison. Just real quick, like you started with breaking, blah blah blah, whatever. Where you started,
Yeah.
just real quick, you know.
Where I started was
Yeah.
my official first lesson was breaking, and it was because they done like a showcase in the shopping mall, like
Closer, bro, closer.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
they did
there
well, that's really fucking loud. Damn.
Yeah, there you go. you gotta almost eat it.
It's because they were doing a showcase in the shopping center, and I
Yeah.
just happened to be there and watch, and I was like, damn, this is dope, you know. But they weren't really breaking; they were doing like just backflips and
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit of six step and maybe
Oh.
a windmill.
In Newbridge and
Yeah, it was Don King, wrong filler.
okay,
Yeah,
Don
so
King.
so so,
Shout
so you
out.
understand that.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. I already
But
know.
yeah, shout out to Don King for
Shout-
teaching me
shout
the
out.
basics, you know. And then I stuck with him for maybe like half a year or something like this.
Right.
And I think he taught me all he could.
Yeah,
At that point, because his knowledge of breaking was also like it only reached so far, and
Mhm.
then he kind of left you to your own to train in the space. So,
Yeah.
goddamn, sorry.
There you go.
And then afterwards, I saw people like freestyling on YouTube, and I didn't know what it was called, so I was like, how to learn how to pop, you know?
Learn how to pop.
And then practicing the mirror, like how to pop and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But it wasn't the shit I wanted to learn.
Did
Yeah.
that video of Dina appear to you in the first? My name is Dina.
Boom, pow.
Oh, everybody learned from that video. Everybody.
Exactly. But then I started practicing in
Yeah.
like the back of the school, because I didn't like to practice at home. So number one, it was just I didn't want my mom see me dance because I was whacking them. So I was like, I need to find somewhere outside that I can practice. So I knew there was like this high school, and at the back of this high school there was like 3 windows, like big windows, and then I just used to use the reflection to practice dancing there, and then from there I just built up all my shit, and then eventually I just done some contemporary and ballet, and then auditioned for Fonties, and then that's how the story goes.
Nice.
Nice man, nice.
What made you had this urge to do contemporary, or you always had it before? Because I mean, when I knew you, I
No.
didn't see.
Yeah, no,
You
it was because Hannah my friend Hannah Rogerson.
Shout out.
Teton Company with Peter Visser.
Shout out.
Sorry, bro, I forget your other name, the other person's name, but
Oh, that's
Bass, I
good.
think. But yeah,
Shout out.
she was doing contemporary at the time, and she was auditioning for here.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, it'd be really good for you because they actually do like hip hop and stuff here, but you're going to need to learn to do contemporary." So I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, like I'll do it." So she introduced me to the director of the company at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing it just to aim for here, and
Yeah.
that's why I did it. Yeah,
Nice, man. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
yeah.
Good. Good plan.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember my question for Alison.
Oh yeah. Now
remember.
now it came
I
back.
remember, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Go on.
like you, like throughout the story you've told so far, you've said that you always had the moment where you find yourself needing not to like prove because of your ego, but just prove to yourself that you can be around these people and stuff like this. So throughout the years, I asked this more for like creatives out there now, like does that ever go away, or do you still have those moments like in a different way with the arts that you need to have that thought of like, oh, I need to prove myself for myself again?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially nowadays even more because I came kind of far. I didn't expect it to now have dance as my job, you know, like I told you in the beginning. I expected to just be a football player or
Yeah.
maybe go to college, you know, have something away from arts. And now that I'm artist, you know, and achieving, I don't know, like being able to earn money with that. So it gives me this pressure-ish of like, okay, they know that I study, I'm graduated from a dance academy, and so I should have the skills to deliver to them, you know. So
Yeah.
just about being professional, you know. It just
Mm.
it's mostly in my head like, okay, you have to be professional, so you should know it, you know, like this thing of I cannot do it. You can say it humbly, like can say I cannot do this, but I will try, or I would like to
Yeah.
learn, you know. So yeah.
Nice, man. But like, so let's go back to your hip hop journey. I mean, dance journey in general. So like, you did hip hop. You were doing hip hop at this time now, like with Indira,
Yeah.
Edgar, and
Yeah.
everybody.
Shout
and
out
like-
to Edgar, I forgot to say
Yeah.
that.
Shout out.
Concept,
Concepts,
Sepzilla,
yeah,
The
ES
fam.
Names.
Those are the fam.
Porjara or something.
Oh man. But yeah. So like, how long were you like training hip hop for before you had the transition to actually study dance?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
The same with electro, like every day,
Yeah.
basically, like every afternoon. Yeah, from afternoon till evening. You know,
Yeah.
like let's say, yeah, afternoon till evening. I will train like,
Yeah.
every day, and yeah, just then wait for the battles and go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, or at the time there was not. I didn't experience much ciphering as I experience now here in
Right.
the Netherlands and when I was in Switzerland as
Mm.
well. But yeah, there was like we also had this thing of dancing in the street, you know, like
Yeah.
to really with a cap
Right.
and
Yeah.
then the
Yeah.
floor
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
dance in for
Yeah.
money, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So
busking.
this was also a way to I don't know to develop, you know, like put
Mhm.
in practice or
Yeah.
show there what I practice. You know?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also be confident with myself, you know, because also
Yeah.
again I saw myself in a out of comfort zone when I
Mhm.
was dancing in the street. So people like would see us as like dancing for money, you know, and kind of give me this I don't know a bit of embarrassment
Yeah.
because luckily I didn't need it, you know, but also I wasn't working. I was still like living with my parents, and I think this was the year that I have off from school.
Yeah.
I finished 12th grade, then I had 1 day off. One year
1
off.
year off. Yeah, 1 day off from school.
Yeah, nowadays like this.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you had a gap year.
yeah, gap year.
Yeah, yeah. Nice one. But like, did you got to battle a lot during those times? Like,
Yeah, I think not a lot, but yeah, I battle enough there to already have the feeling of it. So
yeah.
yeah, there when every time there was a battle
Yeah.
in Lisbon or in
Yeah.
Porto, that at the time either in Lisbon, like a big event in a dance school
Right.
there, or then in Porto when was
Mm.
like the big one, big
Yeah,
events,
yeah.
Euro battle at the time,
Mm.
you know. So there also people from out, well, they were coming here, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Nice, man. And like, okay, so like after this, like like your hip hop journey, like your startup, and like at what point did you had like this urge to study contemporary, urban contemporary?
Yeah.
Is it also urban contemporary back in Portugal, right? When
No,
you
no.
started,
You said what? Urban?
urban contemporary, yeah.
No, it was just modern.
Oh, modern,
Contemporary,
okay.
contemporary
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
like a very not basic, but yeah, just
Very
like
classical.
different than Fontis. You know, Fontis
Right,
has
right.
the hip hop department
Yeah,
and the modern department.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was only the modern.
modern, yeah.
You know, like
Oh yeah.
yeah. But what's your question?
What made you
Ah, yeah.
like wanna go into this side of like dance?
Yeah, so actually, I had already friends in the culture. Like
Yeah.
they already were in that school, you know. Like my boy Nelsonic, is a beat maker, producer, DJ, and dancer as well. And Vanessa, shout out to Vanessa, big girl Vanessa. I think
Shout out.
few of you knows big girl Vanessa.
I think I've seen some.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I've seen some clips.
and yeah, big girl Shika as well. So
Shout
shout out to Shika. Who else? Yeah, and Funky Bounce as well. Yeah, Funky Bounce. Uh, so this they were all way before me, and they were
Yeah.
in this school as well, and they were still active in the scene in Portugal, you know.
Mhm.
And some of them, like Vanessa, she still is.
Yeah.
And they kind of inspired me to, okay, they're doing this, but also they
Yeah.
have other qualities that they also can use in their style in the battles, you know.
Yeah.
And I found that interesting because then made me think that I could have a more rich vocabulary, you know, and
Yeah.
mixing. And of course, at that time, I was like in my process of learning and developing. So I had also this curiosity about the floor,
Mhm.
and this was at the time that I start seeing like videos from Alex
Yeah.
the Cage,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, then like his floor work and how he combined it with hip hop.
Mhm.
You know, some people say it was like contemporary. I don't know. He's the only one who can reply to you about his style. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I hope
So-
one day
Yeah,
Alex will be sitting here as a guest.
yes, I will remember that
One
man.
day.
And yeah, so somehow I thought like, okay, I could also learn with the b-boys,
Yeah.
but also it's a different approach to the floor
Mm.
than actually. I don't know. Sometimes I see Alex is really like using the floor. It's like
yeah, yeah.
like he's walking, you know.
Yeah, for real.
And I thought like, yeah, maybe this school is actually a
Mhm.
nice place to really develop that, you know. I was more focused on like I want to have floor work, you know, but I had to have other stuff like ballet, you know, Graham,
Yeah.
and like how to create, you know, create it in working with other people, you know.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I experienced that, and also to present, you know, to look at the audience, you know.
Right.
So this was like a big game changing for me, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And did you enjoy it as soon as you got into it, like the whole process,
Yeah.
the style, everything that you're learning?
So it was a process because first of all, like yeah, it was something that I never really experienced, you
Yeah.
know. Like for you to see it, yeah, at the audition, we started with ballet with the bar. I think
Yeah,
every
yeah.
audition has this, you know, for dance school.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to go to the center, and at the center I was a completely disaster.
Yeah.
The day before, Shika, she was helping me with the
Mhm.
bar exercise, you know, explaining me like the pliés and the
Mhm.
tendus and
Yeah.
whatever, you know, like everything that by the order. And because I was like behind someone in the
Mhm.
bar, I could kind of copy and
Yeah.
remember what I learned the day before. But then in the center, I could not copy anyone
Yeah.
because you can see in the bar, you don't have the technique. And
Right, right.
so yeah, and then the solo actually was a thing that made me feel comfortable. So it really helped me to, okay, I'm gonna show myself. But then afterwards, like during the school, like in the process, I really had to take this mindset of the street, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Like you have to take it out. You have to take yourself out of the street.
yeah. Because I felt like it's literally like that. Like you're now dealing with egos, you know. And these teachers who give you this vibe of like you here now under my instructions, and somehow it's kind of like they're looking down at hip hop or any style who's not like
you feel the segregation,
a bit elitism, like, or being elite. But some it's kind of like a mix of mixed feelings, because they also appreciate this. Somehow they're like, I wish I could also be like this, you know, like have this I don't know, sauce, you know. But same time they like, okay, but we are very technical, very pretty, you know. But I feel like this was a good time. Like if it wasn't for that school, I would not be here. That's
true.
It,
It will be different. Like you will have a completely different life.
And you have to start somewhere. And I think I'm grateful to start there. You know, I learned everything, and I think just by learning there and doing mistakes there, then you just grow.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like that's the only way you grow. Like put yourself in uncomfortable position. Like if you become a better person now, then you be thankful of those moments. Like
exactly.
Even though you didn't enjoy it at that time, you know. But you're gonna be like, where would I be if I didn't do that? I wouldn't be I wouldn't be getting all those bags.
That's true. But I think when you spoke about the bags, you know, like for sure, if I'm very grateful for that school. But I have to say that my switch to the Netherlands was the key point. Being at Font, like shout out to Fontis. I was complaining a lot about Fontis, and you know it, Jason.
Let them know.
Yeah, man. But
tell us everything.
I'm very grateful for it, you know, like they give me like a new perspective to the world, you know, and that's the point of like there's more than only just modern and classical, you know, like you can meet very creative people with a lot of technique and not be like focused on modern, you know, like so many talent, and like Jason, you know, like I met him, you know, shout out to my boy Jason.
Shout out.
You know, like, and how you can be inspired from your own classmates. You know, once I came to Jason's class, I felt like, whoa, I belong here. You know, this is like my, you know, like in Portugal, I was like, you know, special.
Right.
In this class, everybody's special. I'm one.
Everybody.
You know, everybody is special here. You know, so I need to work more. Because here I don't have the same. Oh, look at the pop guy, you know.
True.
Here everybody has the same skill, you know. So
it's nice that like I don't know if they offer it in other countries, but like Netherlands has the urban contemporary, right? Like where
they have it in East London.
East London as well.
Yeah, because for me it was between East London and the Netherlands at one point.
Okay, so when you were like applying, you already knew it was gonna be like an urban.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I have one question though for you as well.
Yeah.
What was there back in Portugal when you first entered the study? Like, you had the goal of learning floor work, but then beyond that, did you already create a vision or have like a sense of vision? Like, after I finish this, like, this is where I want to go.
Yeah. That's again a good question, man. I had no goal, bro. I think my goal was like I want to finish school, because before I entered to that school, I didn't got in fine arts school for 1 point, you know, something like that. And then the year after, I got in the dance school. But then I was so like in with the hip hop, and I was like, okay, this is where I want to grow and build, you know. And I think the year that I entered for the dance academy, I was like, there was a day that I skipped class because I went to UK Champs with Breno, and we went for the battle there. And so my thought was like, okay, this was in Birmingham, but then we stayed at my uncle's in London. Then we went to the bar in Birmingham, and my thought was like, okay, I'm gonna go afterwards. Afterwards, I'm gonna finish my studies, and I will go to London, and then I will just stay there, practice a lot, go to battles, and I have just a job, according to, I don't know, my skills.
Yeah.
And yeah, I stayed there because also there was the idea if I didn't go into the school
Yeah.
in Portugal, because I had this thing. I kind of had the pressure to really go to college because the year that I took off,
Yeah.
I think was the year that I didn't got in. Somehow, I did the year that I didn't got in, so it was the year off.
Oh.
And then I remember my stepfather told me like, next year if you don't work or you don't get in college, you go out of the house.
Yeah. There's some pressure right there.
Yeah. And I think I was about to do the audition,
Yeah.
or I did it. I don't know. So I was like, that thing got me nervous, but somehow also was confident because I was like, okay, whatever, I'm going to London, and I'm gonna live there, and I'll do my thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice, man.
Wait.
You got more? Oh, okay. That you're gonna pick up. But like, so now, like, you're proper working, like, professional dancer, like this is basically your full-time job, like, but like, what were the struggles before you got to that point? And like, what are the struggles like now?
Oh good question. The struggles back then, so while still graduating from Fontis, in the third and the fourth year, simultaneously with studying, I was working in the cafe restaurant Stoffel.
Shout out to Gunter.
Shout out G, my
He's probably gonna watch this. I remember him
G.
following race trends. So
My G, man. My G.
shout out.
So I was working there. Jason also worked there, and we were working in the kitchen, So started with dishwashing, and slowly I passed to the cold side of the kitchen, helping the chefs.
Yeah.
And it was like at that point I wasn't sure again if something was coming out with being like a professional.
Right.
with
You were
the
still
dance.
doubting, like.
Yeah, because there was like I was earning okay, like I had my room here in Tilburg, pay my bills, everything, So, and I got my independence. That's what I wanted from like the house in Lisbon. When like a year or 2 years ago, my stepfather says like either you study or go work, or then you go out of the house. So. And then, this really motivated me to just stay in the Netherlands and working because I wanted to. First of all, I wanted my independence. So, and then being at Fontis, I was more like, I want to finish, and I'm inspired by doing this audition. I did once in my second year or our second year for Club Guy and Ronnie, but I felt like there was like this is not what I'm not ready yet,
Right.
So I was going there with expectation, but this expectation was actually, a bit too much for my part because this wasn't my time yet, to appear and really prove it, So, and then, I don't know, wasn't the fear of auditions, but then I thought like, maybe it's going to be difficult, maybe I'm not going to make it every time I'm going to the audition, and then I have to pay bills, so better stay with something that's
stable.
So I stayed there at the restaurant. So I started in summer 2017, and I left in summer-ish from 2021. 21.
Oh yeah, so still like 4 years.
4 years.
The struggle.
Yeah.
Those are the struggle years.
Yeah.
So like slowly you were trying to like make the transition to actually doing it full time.
Yeah.
Like how was that transition?
Yeah.
And what point were you like, oh shit, like I'm good, like I'm good here.
Was kind of in a few parts. That was a key point, which was when I left. But the first part was when I left the job at the restaurant
Right.
at Stoffel. But the first one, during that time, we had the internship. I
Mhm.
started working. I passed the audition for a project with Yada.
Yeah.
I'm now currently working with her. Shout out to Yada.
Shout out.
Yeah. We are. I was working for her together with Natalie and Ali.
Mhm.
They were also classmates. Shout out to Natalie.
Shout
It's too many shout outs, huh?
So
maybe I
it's a
should
whole
stop.
video shout out. No,
Maybe
we
I
shout
should
out
stop.
everybody, bro. comment below if you want to shout out back. This is how we get comments, bro.
Yeah.
Comment below or hit the like
comments.
button if you hear your name.
Yes. So yeah, and then this was already like, and it was a paid job already, and internship. And normally in internship,
Was this your paid job actually? Just to
this one?
Yeah, the first paid job for dance. No.
No. I think I had a few before, but there was like there were gigs, you know,
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
small
small
gigs,
shit,
so
yeah.
it doesn't really count,
Yeah.
you know. But one was even with Bali and Czech.
Oh yeah, I know
In
this. Yeah,
Natalie.
the performance for like I don't know King's Day. I don't know. I can't remember what this was. but
Something in Den
yeah,
Haag.
Yeah.
But,
But
yeah,
yeah, continue.
what was it? Yeah, that was the first paid job, and
Yeah.
during the internship, afterwards, immediately I got a call or message from Rohit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rohit.
Oh
Shout
yeah,
out, shout out.
Chumping G himself.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, man, for real.
Rotterdam represent.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
proud of
man.
you, Rohit. For real.
Yeah, and yeah, he told me like, yeah, man, I'm creating this piece, you know, and I would like to, yes, as some hip hop elements, I
Mhm.
would like to implement there, together with martial arts
Yeah.
and contemporary,
Yeah.
and mainly the first idea for a member was actually Edgar. He wanted actually to
Oh.
invite Edgar for that,
Yeah.
but I think Edgar was moving away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he thought about me, and then he invited me for that. And
Yeah.
then there was also a journey from 2019 till 21, 22 ish.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
22 was actually the last show.
This was when pandemic was slowly hitting,
Yeah, yeah,
or it went. Yeah, I can't even remember,
Yeah.
bro. That timeline to me, like
Yeah.
pandemic was fucked up.
in 2009 was the internship year that we had.
Yeah.
And then in that year we were like booming, busy like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the performances. We went. Our first performance was the Night of the Arts. Then we went
Mhm.
to some performance or festival as well in New Vorst.
Yeah.
Then to Boulevard, I think, and some other festival, which I don't remember, in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And then we went to Greece,
Yeah.
Solid Ground in Amsterdam,
Mhm.
and yeah. We had like a lot of performances,
Yeah.
and but they were like, it sounds a lot, but
Mhm.
also we work more than how much we actually could
Yeah.
survive from that. So at that
Right,
time
right.
we were still like having a side job, you know.
Yeah. So like, at what point were you like, yeah, I made it? Like I made it in a way that you're making this money. Like I
Oh,
could do this like full time.
yeah, I think when I really realized this was actually last year.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I thought like, okay, now I'm swimming,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
was when I did this audition for Alida Doors. It was, I forgot the name of the piece, and basically I went till the last round, and then I got the reply afterwards, you know,
Yeah.
and there was a no, you know, and I was like, I'm gonna pass this, you know. I was
Yeah,
very
yeah.
confident. This was those days that, you remember when I told about the Club Guy and Ronnie audition. I wasn't ready, and that day I was ready. I was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mentally prepared, like, okay, I'm just gonna show myself.
Yeah.
I was surrounded by amazing dancers, you know,
Mhm.
very skillful, but I was like, I'm not really focused on them. I'm focused on myself and
Yeah.
showing my character here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't pass, and then Donna was giving the audition,
Yeah.
she had another project as well, and she thought about me. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I saw in the audition, I think you have the qualities for this
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
So I started working with her.
Mhm.
You know, was the cup lifter. I was a piece with the theater and dance as well. And then we just toured with from in the Netherlands.
Mhm.
Forgot how many shows. Yeah, it was not a big tour, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it
But
was.
it is.
And it start. There was like for me like, okay, it's a bit more than
Mhm.
I was earning before
Yeah.
with the boys. You know, even though working with the boys was like it was frustrating, but it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like great times. Looking back,
Mhm.
it was like a good time. You know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we just went down to 3 because we were 4.
Yeah.
Like me, Sergio, Rohit, and Tommy,
Oh.
and then became just me, Tommy,
Mhm.
and Rohit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think was when I passed that audition or I got that job,
Mhm.
I really felt like, okay, I can, this can work, because this was the year in that summer that
Yeah.
I quit Stoffel. Yeah.
Right. Right. And from that point, that was kind of like your motivation to like, okay, I'm gonna quit, and then now I'm gonna go drive like fucking foot on the pedal,
Yeah.
like dance career.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, man.
Yeah, in
it
this
is.
also I had a little bit of like a big input from my partner,
Right.
my girlfriend Rebecca.
Oh,
She
shout
told me like, shout out to Rebecca.
Make sure you comment below.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she told me like, I was telling her like, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to go to this audition.
Yeah.
It's always the same ones passing. You
Mhm.
know, it's they already have some people that they want. You know.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no, but just go. Maybe it's gonna be because also she had the very pure opinion about dance. That
Right.
because we have this education, we already
Mhm.
know what's happening, you know, in the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
But she was like, also like was our first months dating, you know.
Mm.
So for her, like it was also very impressive, like
Right.
the things that we do or how is our lifestyle, you know. So she was thinking like, okay, you just go, you know, like
Yeah.
maybe she was always seeing the kindness, you know,
Mhm.
and I really
Yeah.
appreciate that about her, you know. And
Nice.
so yeah, this was also one of the motivations that
Mhm.
made me like, okay, whatever, you know, I go and I see what's happening, and if I don't get anything, it's fine. I'll just search for anything, you know. I'll
Yeah,
just think
yeah.
about plan B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like through all this, you know, I think so far you've spoken about like everything that you've gained from it. But what are some things that you had to like kind of put to the side for the time being? You know, because a lot of people always talk about like the sacrifice and how much sacrifice it took to get to a certain point. So what were like some of the sacrifices you made or had to like go through in order to also put yourself in that position?
Yeah, I think I see more now the sacrifices than before, because
Mhm.
sacrifices is for me is when you do something that, something that you have to put you outside of the box and out of your comfort zone. So with this said, I had this feeling of, okay, I'm stable, I have every month this payment, so
Yeah.
I'm fine. So I'm now risking it, you know,
Mhm.
to see. It went well, actually. It just eventually went okay, you know, like I had luck, let's say. But then talking about the sacrifices, it's now because in that year I started to date or be in a relationship,
Mhm.
and then like with someone who's not a dancer, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
And this is really difficult, you know, like because it's a bit shitty when you just want to be with your partner, you
Right.
know, and then you have to go for rehearsals for 3 months, you know, away.
Yeah.
Like last year I had to work for an opera in Switzerland, and I had to be away from like
Mhm.
and I just moved into apartment
Yeah.
to with my girlfriend,
Yeah.
and then I'm not there with her, you know, so I'm not experienced everyday life with her, and it's a
Mhm.
bit it's sad that I cannot experience this, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like thinking, maybe if I just had a regular job
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something local, then I
Yeah.
could have a daily life, you
Yeah.
know, and be there with her, do some stuff, because this thing is like she's doing an amazing job and big effort, also sacrifice. She's also sacrifice,
exactly, towards her part, like
exactly.
so like both had to give out to give a sacrifice to keep a relationship together, and which is should be the case, for like for everybody's relationship. Cannot just be one-sided, one person giving sacrifice, but
it's a lot of effort and patience, so I really appreciate that from my partner.
Nice. Shout out Rebecca.
So I think this is for me the big sacrifice, because if I was alone, I would not see as a sacrifice, but and when I say sacrifice, doesn't need to be negative.
Doesn't.
It's like shit, I wish I could be singing. No, I'm happy that I have someone. Then just being big by myself, because also life of a dancer is very lonely if you just only on tours and hotels and whatever, rehearsals. Then at the end of the day you need some comfort, some company.
True, man. But what is your favorite performance or piece that you did? Like, if it's too much, you could go top 3. But if you could only name one, you can. But if you can't, go 3.
My favorite performance.
That you did. All throughout,
Whoa, that's a good question.
So, this podcast is all about reflection. No, take your time, bro. Take your time.
They all like
you'll find it.
They all a bit different. But I think the one that mostly gives me this or gave me this we're on stage and we are now gonna show it was We Shall Return. Was We Shall Return, because the one with Rohit.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah.
It was like because we created ourselves. Of course, Rohit was the choreographer, but it really was like I don't know, like coming from the bottom and really going, showing our skills, like our capacities. Of course, I think nowadays we could also done more and like clean a lot of stuff. But it was always like this adrenaline, and you always finish the piece like exhausted, So I think We Shall Return was, I think, my favorite one.
Favorite one. And like, do you think it's for the people who's watching? Maybe like they think about doing dance as a career. Do you think to make money doing dance, is it necessary to actually study, or there's also different paths that they could take? Like now that you're here and you can see the industry,
I think you can still make money, but in, like you said, different path. So you don't really need education. You need always education. No matter what type of education. Then if you go for the arts and dance business, then you still can make it. It just sometimes knowing the right people, be it the right spot. But also if you don't have that, it's just a lot of patience and a lot of patience. But let's say if I'm a student from a dance academy, then maybe I have higher chances than someone who's not from a dance academy, but not really also with the knowledge of dance. If they just think like, I like to dance, and they go for an audition, then they don't know how to actually get there to the theater. But it's maybe for a commercial, like advertisement or basically commercial job, I think there's few chances that they can do it. It's very broad now. Like I will be very detailed in which ones they could be.
They could take.
But let's say if I wasn't going for the dance academy and I was auditioning for, I don't know, the auditions that I did, maybe some of them I could have the chance, because then I would just show myself with the skills. But then also not because there's some knowledge lacking, you know. And I
Right,
think
right.
I already witnessed for example, the audition for Alida Doors. There was one dancer there. I could see that he had no knowledge with like dance
Right.
academy, and he was like, I think it was a crump or something, you know.
Mhm.
And it was just pure crump, you know. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
nowadays choreographers love this, you know, like
Yeah,
now I want
yeah.
to use crump, breaking, you know,
Yeah.
and whatever. So
Yeah.
for them is exotic.
Exotic. Of course, they gotta bring the exotic in
Yeah.
the piece.
But I think, for example, if you go as a crumper, audition for Connie
Yeah.
Hansen or for NDT, they
Mhm.
immediately just give you a straight no,
Yeah.
unless if they are thinking about making a piece
Mhm.
about with crump elements and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Then the focus is different. But
Mhm.
yeah, and even myself, if I'm going audition for NDT, I will not
Yeah.
pass because I don't have the skills and capacity
Oh yeah.
to. Yeah,
They
of
have
course.
different like standards like over there in
Yeah, I
NDT.
think I will then have to give my soul now to really practice ballet.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
already have the years of school with ballet, but now I have like
Yeah.
intensive years,
Mhm.
like Mr. Miyagi and Daniel San with the, with karate,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
then audition, and then still have hope to maybe get
Get it.
there. But yeah,
Tough.
yeah.
Yeah, man. And like, how does Alison train now?
Train.
Like, how do you train? Like, let's say back then, let's say in three different ways. Maybe you have evolved, your training. Say before dance academy, during dance academy, and then now.
Mm.
Like, what are the difference in how you train nowadays?
Yeah, before this academy, it was hardcore, like all the time,
Yeah.
like anywhere. Like
Mm-hmm.
I used to train at Orient train station in Lisbon. There was a spot for all
Mhm.
the dancers, hip hop dancers from the culture from Lisbon, hip hop culture,
Yeah.
dance culture. And after that, during the dance academy,
Mhm.
still I
Yeah.
still had I still had Orient
Yeah.
for practicing, so the same thing. But then now I had to be more careful because then I had to save myself for the classes to
Yeah,
not be
yeah.
exhausted next day,
Mhm.
And then also at Font this year, like
Mm.
especially because here we had the studios to use,
Yeah.
And after that, then it was still like during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Sometimes going to Fontis or when was good weather outside, going to Factorium,
Right.
So and now it's a bit more strategic,
Right, right.
like because then I see as like I have my rehearsals for the performances
Mhm.
that I have, and I just rehearse for that,
Yeah.
and then I just go spend time at home with
Mhm.
my partner, have also like normal
Yeah.
life ish, not being focused on
Yeah.
dancing.
And that's it.
Because also now I started to see things a bit more strategic.
Mhm.
It's not because
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
It's more like I this hunger that I have, that I used to have, is not there anymore. Like
Mm.
I need to prove
Right.
myself.
Right. Yeah.
I always have to prove myself, but
Yeah.
more like now I have also bills to pay.
Yeah.
Now
yeah. It's kind of like the ego that was like, I gotta be the shit. Like they gotta know
Yeah.
me.
yeah,
But now it's more like, I just gotta put some food in the table and I'm good. I got a shelter.
yeah.
I
It's
can
not that
still
I'm
dance, but
yeah.
yeah.
It's not that I'm content with that. Like okay,
Yeah.
now I'm just gonna be lazy and slow.
Yeah.
It's more like because also I moved to Liège,
Yeah.
and I had it was difficult for me to adapt there to the city, because I was here in Tilburg with you guys, and there was
Yeah.
like the community is just growing and growing, especially when I left, and I don't know, for me I was so attached to the place that I refused a bit to be in a new place and
Right.
search for it.
Yeah.
I tried a bit to search for it, but I saw that there's maybe I'm wrong, but
Mhm.
I will not talk what I don't know.
Yeah.
So but was mainly me just refusing, and
Mhm.
so that's why I'm only like work and then just personal life,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
when I practice, it's also, for example, now that I'm here in rehearsals for the cracking of the shelf dance
Yeah,
with the other, and Chilton, shout out to Chilton.
yeah. Shout out, Chili Boy.
Yeah,
Chili
so
Boy.
this this also gives me time to practice.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
sometimes I went to Fontes and practice. You know, and it's kind of like in the old days. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so but now I'm also, last time I was practicing, I was like, but from what I am, for what I am, I press. Oh, what am I practicing
Yeah.
for? You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So because if I'm not going to competitions now,
Yeah,
yeah, of course it's always nice to keep in
You
shape.
just have
where-
it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but,
But like, do you have a structure when you like train? Like, say, okay, maybe today I'm gonna do grooves, you know, like whatnot. Okay, now I'm gonna do like maybe focus on shapes. Now I'm gonna go on the floor. But do you have like certain structure when you train?
yeah, mainly drills. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll just go a bit from the whole body and
Yeah.
see like my weak points. You know,
Right, right.
like if my right arm is not so coordinated, or
Mhm.
I don't know, doing stuff that it's like mechanizing my body,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I try to find a way, you know,
Mhm.
and going back always to the foundation. If I'm talking about
Right.
hip hop,
Yeah, yeah,
because it's a bit, it's very easy to just be a slave of the music, you know, and I'm trying to like have my own comfortable feeling in the music,
Right,
and not
right.
really always like following it, and then just
Yeah.
by that just using the vocabulary that I learn and that I know,
Mhm.
you know, because by being slave of the music sometimes creates this muscle memory, you
Right,
know,
right.
and then I don't want to become like that. So the drills are very important. Sorry.
you have some vibrations in you, bro. Yeah, go.
The drills are very important to
Yeah.
to really make yourself more diverse,
Yeah.
you know. So
Mhm.
yeah, drills and like sections, you know. If I'm
Yeah.
drilling the arm, then I can go
Yeah.
to the floor, and the floor is a bit more like exploring, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
playing a bit with it,
Yeah.
and yeah, isolations like with grooves and
Mhm.
yeah, footwork, everything that can give like a three-dimensional
Yeah.
and more rich vocabulary.
Like, yeah, more depth into your like dance and body.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yo, we like an hour and 10 minutes, bro. That's
Yo.
crazy.
I got a
Wow.
question for you.
That's crazy. Yeah, you
Right.
gotta ask because we cannot make this too long. Nobody's
Get
gonna
it.
watch it.
For like the like people, I think nowadays want to have that kind of life where they can make something for themselves and live off it. So in the business area of the sector you're in, like what are some things you've experienced and learned through from the point you were to the point you are now? Because obviously you had to deal with like finances
Oh yeah.
and all this kind of stuff, and maybe budgeting and like how to even maybe negotiate for, because that's another thing. Like, so I think it's very difficult to negotiate like a value in dance compared to like, I don't know, like video, what we do, because we can always use the elements of like equipment and
Yeah, yeah.
editing, and for you guys it's like I dance, you know. This is how
Yeah.
I would see it. So
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the main points that I also had to get used to it was like the taxes, you know, like
Yeah.
working with the taxes, because you think only like, especially when I start earning, was like, oh,
Mhm.
cash money, you know?
Yeah.
But then there was these fuckers.
Shout out.
I'm not gonna give shout out to them. I'm not even gonna mention. Maybe I'm gonna go to jail or something like that because of trash talking them.
Yeah.
But then you have to pay the taxes, and it makes sense, you know, because then
Yeah. Yeah.
you get it back, and
Mhm.
it's how the money flows and
Yeah.
stuff like this. So yeah, and if you don't know how to do it, then you have to pay someone to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And but also, if you don't do it, then you're screwed, because
Mhm.
then you have to pay even more money for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this is something that was lacking during the education, you know, like I think in general, not even in dance, but yeah, I think mostly in dance you work with making your own invoices sometimes.
Yeah.
If you don't have like a contract, it's just like small projects. You
Yeah.
do the invoice, then you have always to think about these extra monies for the taxes, you know, and how to gather all the information. You know, this is one part, you know. The other part is actually how to respect yourself, you know. So for example, you go to a project and then tell you like, we can only pay you this, we don't pay you travel costs or accommodation if it's too far, you know. Then you have to think about it. Or when they say like, we give you some, we don't pay you, but we give you this, how do they say, promotion?
Exposure.
Yeah.
Exposure.
Yeah, I think, nobody's gonna eat from exposure, you know.
That's the worst. Everybody got it. And if you're like starting, I don't know if anyone starting is gonna watch this. Make sure you're gonna get exposure offered to you at some point.
Yeah.
It will happen.
But yeah, these things, they're a bit difficult, and for you to, especially when you're starting, you know, like you're naive and young, and you think, if I say no, then I'm never gonna get an offer. They're never gonna think about asking me things, you know. And by respecting yourself, you just say no, and then you just keep working on your craft, developing, and then there's gonna be someone else who's gonna appreciate your art, and you're gonna get it. You know?
True that. You have more question, bro?
Yeah, I do.
Go on.
It's actually about the exposure.
Down.
Because, for example, do you think doing things for your portfolio in the beginning is also a form of like exposure, or it's a form of you just to start like going into the industry? Because you know, it's like you're talking about like the respect for yourself and your own work, but it's weird to say I'm worth this when you have nothing to prove to these people like of what you actually worth, because you're new. You know, you can say I'm worth €2,000, but why? I don't know you. I haven't seen your work. You have no background to me. So
yeah, that's true. Well, I kind of agree with that. You know, like I will doubt if someone tells me like I'm worth this, and then but I never saw this person. You know, but at the same time, I know that he's really like, that's why you have also an audition. You know, like for you to analyze and see, this person is good, and even though if I don't want to work with this person, I know this person is skillful enough to work with me, you know. So I guess with the exposure and not having the experience, it's still valid.
Oh, is that?
I think it's just from outside maybe.
Oh, okay.
Someone dropping something.
It's still valid that you kind of give this confidence and show yourself like, it's a job, you know. If you go to, let's say, work in a supermarket, or even as a doctor, you know, how do doctors start, you know, especially doctors, you know, like surgeon.
Yeah,
surgeons. They're gonna it's like, open that shit up.
Of course, thank you.
They need to get their experience first, you know. But how do they get their experience, you know? They have to start somewhere, you know. And if nobody gives them the opportunity, they're never gonna develop. So, and then you are paying them for them to then prove even more themselves that they can deliver this work. So I think it's valid that you can ask for it, and the people who are just saying I'll give you exposure, they at least can be honest and say like, I'm sorry, I don't have the budget, you know, and I really would like to work with you, and if there's a next time that I can pay you, or if I can recommend you to someone else, then I'll do it. But I cannot have, I don't have the money now. Instead of just exploring, you know, some people like, like it's exposure and what you think you are, and I don't see, you just graduated now, you're a student, you know, blah blah. That's also another thing. Like, if you're just a student, freshly graduated, and then there's another person with 5 years of experience, but then if this student is like super skillful and can deliver way better than the professional, because that happens sometimes.
Exactly. Word, man. Like that's how it should be. Like, if you can pay, just say, you know. Instead of like offering them exposure, like it's not, you know, it's not a good way to like kind of like help artists grow.
Yeah.
Like, tell them straight up, like, I cannot pay you, but like, yo, if I know someone who's gonna pay, like, I'm gonna recommend you, but this is what I could offer you right now,
Yeah.
and you'll get experience. Just be real with it, and maybe they'll say yes, maybe they say no, but at least you're real, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's true.
yeah. You got more questions, bro?
Nope.
Yeah, me too. So let's go to lightning round. Like,
Yeah.
just maybe like 5 more minutes,
Right.
and then
Got
we
it.
there. We have this like lightning round, so we're gonna ask you a question, and you have to answer as
Oh.
fast
Oh.
as possible.
Yeah.
As fast as possible.
Yeah, no
We're not gonna
tactics.
do the review anymore, bro, because it's crazy. Like, time flew by with that shit.
Yeah.
Man. It took an hour. I was like, yo, shit.
Yeah,
Big
man.
nuts.
Yeah, I mean that was some juicy stuff there. So yeah, some good shit. You wanna start first, bro?
Sure, man.
Okay, let's start. Lightning questions or lightning round or quickies. Let's get it.
What is your favorite food?
Jardinada. Portuguese food.
What is that?
Oh,
Jardinada.
Oh
Portuguese
yeah,
food.
yeah. What was the first thing you thought about when you woke up?
I need to get on rehearsal on time.
what's your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, guilty pleasure. I don't know, man. I don't know. I say candy.
Hip hop or R&B?
Yeah, hip hop.
Hip hop.
R&B is nice, but hip hop.
What is your obsession?
Obsession. Oh yeah, Pro Evolution. I play a lot.
Oh
PES.
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
just addicted to that shit. It's worse than drugs.
What was the last track you listened to?
Ooh, was something on SoundCloud. Ajay was the beat maker. Something Ajay.
Oh.
Ajay.
Okay.
Nice.
What are 3 philosophies you live by?
What?
3 like principles you live by?
Wait, this is last questions. That's the last question.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. No, don't answer that yet.
Okay.
That's gonna be the ending question.
Okay.
You
But now he
read,
has
you read
time to
the wrong
think.
one. You read the wrong one. Yeah. Now he's gonna think. But
What do one better?
like until there.
What do you always bring with you?
My earplugs. To listen to
Earplugs.
music.
Carhartt or D-Kiss?
Carhartt.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vans or Nike?
Woo. For shoe, yeah, Vans.
Vans.
For shoes, Vans.
Yeah.
But Nike's also.
Yeah, it's Gucci.
but Vans.
If this was your last day, how would you spend it?
How would I spend it? Next to my loved ones.
Ooh, yeah, that's one thing I would do too.
What keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated? Being able to survive in doing what I'm actually liking. I think it's a privilege. Like still keep going with this work.
Yeah,
As an artist.
yeah, nice. Okay, last 2 questions. What was the last thing you watched?
Last thing I watched,
Mm-hmm.
like series or
Anything.
anything.
Yeah, is it movie, series, whatever. If you watch porn, you could also.
For all the warriors.
I mean, you haven't been home to the edge, so.
No, last thing I watched, I think it was something on Prime, but I think it was 2.5 Men.
Oh, 2.5 Men. Nice. That's
What is creativity for you?
one. Oh yes. Oh shit,
Creativity
you're.
for me.
Yes. I never asked this, but yeah.
Creativity for me. I think it's really thinking outside of the box and not being afraid and judging what you can do. Like
Nice.
how can you do what you do? Or
Yeah,
skills,
yeah.
what you like.
Yeah. Nice, man.
Your vision. Yeah.
Yeah. And what are the 3 things that you value a lot? It could be like emotion, could be like things, it could be time, like anything.
I value a lot honesty and patience. patience as well and kindness.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I have experienced this a lot recently.
Mhm.
Like in my relationship,
Mhm.
I'm learning a lot. You know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
to be
Yeah,
like,
patient.
kind. You know, and
Yeah,
like care about the others as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Not
yeah.
really being individual.
Right. Not just thinking about yourself, and more
Yeah.
like thinking
Yeah,
together.
it's not
like,
even in
yeah.
not in even in the egoistic way.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's more like I'm so used to be by myself
yourself,
because I'm
yeah.
a only child from
Yeah,
the side
yeah.
of my mom.
Mhm.
I grew up by myself, so I'm always thinking, yeah, I can do this by myself.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
make a way on my own. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
true.
yeah.
Okay, now you can ask the question.
Oh, I thought it was the same question, no?
Yeah.
No. This is the values.
Oh,
This
okay.
is philosophies.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Philosophy. Be like water.
Now you have to ask it.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, you ask it. Ask it. You have to
You already asked him, bro.
No, you gotta ask it.
He knows the question anyway.
It has to be on the script.
It's on the. They're gonna watch this, bro. You can answer the question.
Yeah.
So
Motherfucker.
what are my philosophies?
Yeah. What are like 3 philosophies you kind of live by? Could be time is gold. Could be whatever.
I think one of the good ones is like don't waste your energy like in vain, you know. So when for example you go out with people that maybe you feel like it's gonna drain your energy,
Yeah.
you don't need to force that. So also saying no, you know, like
Yeah.
someone asks you, oh, can you do this for me, or can you come here, it's gonna be nice, can you wanna go to this party,
Yeah.
gonna go out to this cafe, just no, I'm fine here, you know. So
Yeah.
value that energy, because then it's also good for your inner peace, you know.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you're always doing things for others but you just don't do it because you feel it,
Mhm.
then you're just forcing yourself. So I think
Yeah.
it's really like have your inner peace. And what
Mhm.
was the thing that I said in the beginning? Value your time, you know.
Yeah.
No, don't waste your time.
Yeah. Time is gold, right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And last one, was it 2?
One time.
No, he
is
said 2.
of what?
First was
Do not waste energy.
yeah, nice
in
way.
vain.
Yeah, basically
Okay.
have the inner peace.
Yeah.
Then like value time,
Yeah.
like kinda like that.
Value my time.
and then last one,
Philosophy.
yeah, be like water. Could be good also.
I'd be like what?
Sting like a butterfly. Sting like a butterfly.
It's still like a
Fly like a
butterfly.
butterfly. Sting like
Oh.
a bee. You thought I was right.
I think just be kind.
Be
you know?
kind.
Be
Yeah,
kind.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yes.
Okay, so this is creativity and beyond, but since maybe we never know if we could travel back in time, is there something you want to say to the old you, like to the let's say 11-year-old, 12-year-old you right now?
I think to the 11-year-old Alison, I would just say, just enjoy now your time, and don't worry. Yeah, enjoy your time and don't worry. Yeah.
Nice. Let's get it. So, where can people find you, bro?
Yeah, you
Plug
can
yourself.
check me on Instagram, Ali_son, and you're gonna find me. Yeah, and if you wanna watch me performing, I'm performing soon in February 2nd at Dans Brabant, Tilburg, with the cracking of the shell of dance, and also in Berlin next week with the 100 Hands Out of the Box, and many others. I think another project is coming soon for the opera. I forgot the name, but maybe in the description might
Yeah.
be. I don't know.
Yeah. We gonna put everything there, like
But
all the infos and shit.
Yeah,
And
and then maybe you can see me here in Tilburg, you know. So
Yeah.
at the Jams at Factory.
we're here in Tilly, and you can find Jason in.
Oh, sorry, man. I thought we did this.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we
this
do
every
everything.
time.
We do
Yeah,
everything.
every
Okay.
time.
You can
Yeah.
find me at Jason Shun with the little space at the bottom, or Elated Frames,
Yeah.
or our new production crew, Grounded Productions, but
Yeah.
that's grounded.prod. So, yeah, you know what's up.
Let's get it.
Shout out to the
Let's
boys.
get it. Hey, you can find me CJ Vinalon or CJV.prods and Grounded Production. Grounded that prods. And yeah, check us out on IG CNV _ podcast. I think I can't remember, but yeah, we'll plug it in. So yeah, take us out, bro. You took us in.
We
take us out.
are creativity and beyond. Peace out.
Peace out. I hope you enjoyed this. Pew, pew,
Yeah.
pew, 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 pew. I never used this. Not a single one.
Yeah, bro.
Alright, let's get it, bro. Bang.